Hey everybody. What I'm hoping to do today is, um, well, as I said, I like maybe starting and ending with all the stuff that I've been working on, know how to play. Um, Again, the two things that I feel pretty confident is my like pretty simple finger style arrangement of Misty and Blue Bossa. We'll do it in the opposite order today. Let's probably start with that Misty arrangement. But also, what I want to do is I've been working on a Joe Pass line, and maybe we can start with that. So that is from this book here. In On Green Dolphin Street, there's what they describe as an interlude, because granted it doesn't have the same chord structure. It's actually changes to E flat in the interlude, which is super useful for me because it could happen to you. It's of course an E flat major. And that interlude, it goes from G minor C to F minor. So hypothetically, you can just rip the lick. So I got about maybe the first bar or so down. In E flat, you can think about it as starting as the fifth under E flat, so right here. And then it goes fifth, one, up the scale to the sixth. And then it goes to the flat seven and does a triplet. And it kind of rocks all the way down to the flat six. So that sounds something like this. And then you go down the arpeggio. Except on the root, you play E natural. And then you hit F. So altogether, it sounds something like this. Oops, okay, one more time. And again, let's do a quick mic check. Oh, now I gotta play again. Do the quick mic check. I just missed it. So again, back to the line. Yeah, okay. It's because I have my headphones on, but I can't hear that well. I gotta come up with a better solution so I can actually hear my speaker better with my headphones on. That's the basic idea of the line, and it goes again from G minor C7 to F. And the nice thing is you can change the end to choose which one because it starts on the and of one of the first measure, starting on the two, right? Because you can think of this as a 2-5-1, and then maybe you think about resolving, uh, to C if you wanted this to be. Well, I guess no, it would be to F, right? Because that's what we're actually doing, right? The F is the end note. That's the one. Being also, if you want to, if this goes from this is the secondary dominant, kind of like it is in It Could Happen to You. You can also end on E flat, right? And then hypothetically come up with a line there. So, right? Or sorry, no, ends on A flat. Ends on A flat. It ends on the three of F. It doesn't end on F. It ends on A flat. So yeah, that's something I've been working on. I'm hoping to continue. There's some more bars after that, but it goes through. The reason I like it is because it's a simple line that goes through G minor, C7, F minor, B flat, 7, and ends on E flat. Um, yeah. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna do that. I think another thing I'm gonna introduce, and we'll do this after I play Misty. I have this book here that I've had for a while, Patterns for Jazz. I think it might not be the worst idea just to pick one of them and play it on stream, work through it, maybe move it into the key of some of the standards we're working on. In particular, I think we're just gonna very similarly choose a 2-5-1, and the idea is just adding to our repertoire just a number of things that we could hypothetically play. So, anyways, I'm gonna play Misty real quick. Yeah. Yeah, so little flub in the middle there, but not so bad. So I think let's get into building a lick. I think the way we're going to do this is I'm just going to choose something. I'm going to write it out in MuseScore. Let me flip over to what I have here. We're just going to create something new. Actually, before that, I'm just going to bring this over here for the moment. What? Huh, that's funny. All right, let me. I think something's happening because it's over a other window. But oh man, might need to actually restart music. 1 second. Sure, save it. Sure. All right. Man. Yeah, I don't know what's happening here. I might have to force quit. There we go. Solo guitar. We're gonna do it. Let's just do it in E flat. Let's just give the E flat as the key. Sure, that's fine. Let's call this patterns for jazz. And let me pick out. I think I was gonna be 137 is the one I was looking at. 136 because it's interesting. All right, let's bring this up. Minimize this over here. So the pattern from the book looks something like this. And again, I'm going to try and move it to E flat. Well, here, I'll just write out what it actually is, and then on another line, we'll eventually delete it, but let's just enter everything it is. So again, this is going to be in B flat, but we're going to move it up by a fourth. And it's a rest. Oops. What? Oh. Okay. Alrighty. Let's back this down to C. And then we go B flat. It's just an arpeggio up from B flat. I don't think we have any notes. A. This should be natural. Oops. If it lets me make it natural. No, I don't want to select all the notes. I just want to select this one. And then there's a tie. Ah, yeah, it's brilliant. Yep. All right. So again, this is pattern 136, and it's in B flat, and I'll write out the chords to make it obvious. So right here it starts, because it's in B flat, it starts on C minor 7. On beat 3, it's F7, and of course it resolves to B flat major 7. So let's just play it. Okay, and then we're also just going to add swing, because why not? I mean, there's no situation where we wouldn't play this with a swing feel. It's a nice little line. So in regards to I'm going to put this all in. Oh no, it's not B7 major 7. It's just B major 7. No, it's B flat major 7. Let's think about this in the key itself. So it's starting on the third of B flat, of whatever key we're in, going up to the fourth, going down to the second, and going back up to the fifth, and down back to the third. So let's try and play this in E flat. So what I have so far. And actually, since we have so little space that we need to look at this, make this quite a bit bigger. We can do this in B flat. B flat, of course, is right here. So remember your B flat scale. All right, as I said, we start in the third. Third, fourth, third, 2, 5, 3. God, I have a fly in here. Oops. 3, 4, 3, 2, 5, 3. And then, as I said, 3, 4, 3, 2, 5, 3, 2, and 1 and 2, and all right. So 3, 5. All right, let's play along. Let's set up the repeats real quick. And then we're going to move this up to A flat or E flat because, as I said, we're just thinking about it in the scale of the original key, right? We're pointing towards B flat. So as long as you know your scale, 3, 4, 3, 2, right? Again, the degrees of the scale. It ends with an arpeggio up of the one major. Cool. You have a 2/5 lick that you can move to different keys. Let's try this a few times. Do 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 do. I messed up. Oops. Oh, one, I'm missing a note. Oops. Missing that too. Oops, not to the fifth. 3, 4, 3, 2, 5, 3. And I messed up again. Oops. Oops. Messed up on that one. Okay, so work that out. let's transpose this real quick to E flat. And again, this is a great book. This is it's got 4 names. It's by Jerry Coker, Jimmy Casale, Gary Campbell, and Jerry Green. But Patterns for Jazz. I really recommend you check it out, especially if you're just looking for lines and you don't, all the different variations. Very similar to what I'm doing, but maybe enumerating them out of, common jazz vocabulary. In this case, the page here, it gives all the different for all the different 2-5-1s and runs through all the keys. I mean, I'm obviously not going to run through all the keys here, but what we'll do is we are going to move this up, and I'm just going to move it up the 4th. Shocker! That's where I was headed towards, but it's F minor 7, B flat 7, and then E flat major 7. And it's going to be the same logic, right? Where before, should be very, somewhat familiar with E flat. For me, I'm playing it starting on the 13th fret of the 4th string. So you got this. Oops. So this shape starting with your middle finger, right? So you got the skip 1, 2 together, skip 1, and the 6 is right on your middle finger, and the 7th is here. So skip 1 fret, and you got to the 8th. So as I said before, it is. Right? And again, this is kind of the secret, right? If you learn some licks by the degrees of the scale, you can transpose them really easily, especially on guitar, because you already know the shapes, right? And that's the nice thing about guitar, because it's a string instrument. On piano, transpose down a whole step is you need to move everything down a whole step. Well, why is that tricky? Well, on the piano, right, and in 12-tone music, it's just part of how it's structured. There's only a half step between E and F, and there's only a half step between B and C. So if you move C down a whole step, it's B flat, right? So you can't just do one letter less. You need to be able to do that on the fly. On guitar, right? Let's say I have a chord shape. God damn. And again, the fly is flying right in my face. Let's say you have a chord shape. I'm going to do something really simple. I mean, it's what I do, but for a jazz shape, I know this is a 7th chord. I know this is in fact F7, and I know this is E flat 7, because the guitar makes it really easy to visualize it. You just move down. Each fret's a half step, so you want to transpose down. You just move everything down 2 frets. Awesome. That's why people like guitar so much. It's so easy to play in any key that you can be friendly for other players, but yourself too. That you really don't need to learn. You don't need to learn all the keys kind of in the same way as practicing scales on other instruments, right? On trumpet or saxophone, you have to know the fingerings. You don't just there's no analog of just moving up a fret. You just got to make sure you play the right notes. Yeah, and that's what guitar is awesome for. That's why it's been heralded as an instrument for people in music for a long time. But back to this thing. Let's see if we can play along with this jazz pattern, and yeah. Oops. Oops. keep messing up that part. So I'm not gonna do that anymore. I think you get the idea, right? And hypothetically, you can now move this lick into any key. Cool. Kind of the whole thing. As I said in guitar, really simple based on what I was saying. Let's say I wanted to play this in D flat. Again, D flat's not a fun key. If you play piano or any instrument where you actually need to know the notes, it's 4 flats. But based on what we just did, in D flat it should be this, right? Because in guitar, same string, you can just move down. And there are tricks, because the guitar is tuned in fourths. There are actual tricks, and maybe I'll talk about them later, of kind of how I think about moving up a string set. But you have to, because it's fourths most of the time, you just know you're moving up a fourth. The only exception is between the second and third string. It's actually a third. It's tuned in a third. This allows, these your usual bar chords, like here's the major chord everybody knows, much friendlier. Because if this was a full fourth or a full fourth between these two strings, you would need to play here. So, the logic behind that, why the standard guitar tuning kind of caught on, is because of that fact. Putting a third is nice for major chords, and it turns out that a lot of chords need a major third somewhere in them, and that way you can bar. But you essentially just have to adjust and change moving up a half step or moving down depending on which direction you're going. In fact, if you notice, right, so for major scale shapes, so the simplest, like index major scale pattern, for example, and I'm going to start on the 5th string, just to make it easy. You'll notice it goes, choose your note, your index finger is on the root. You skip 2 frets, that's the 2nd, skip 2 frets, go up the 4th, so that's just on the next string. And then you got to go, the only one that's kind of different from this pattern is the 7th, which is 1 string in, so your middle finger on the, what would that be, the third fret, or third string, and then the root is here. It's a good thing to know that anything that doesn't go in between that third string, the octave is 2 strings up, 2 frets apart, and the octave, when it includes, when it's between the 2nd string or the 1st string, it's now 3 frets. So that's good to know for octaves. But back to what I was saying before about moving up a string for the major scale. All you have to do is take the same pattern, and on the string that's the problem, you just move up half a fret. So as compared to what I was doing before, where the major scale was 1 3 5 1 3 5 2 3. Once you start getting up to that string where it's only a third, it's 1 3 5 1 3 5 3 4. Am I wrong? Oh, it's because I'm not high up enough. Sorry. Back to the pattern. It's 1 3 5 1 3 5 2 3. Again, when you're starting on the 5th string, and it's 1 3 5 1 3 5 3 4 when you're starting on the 2nd string or higher. And because it's a 4th, you have to think about that too, but essentially keep the same relationship between them. But it's something to know. I forgot why exactly I was talking about that, but in general, I think I do know. That's kind of the advantage of guitar. That really, you only have to learn the lick once, and what I really like doing is thinking about the scale degrees of something that's important. Now, hypothetically, you could think of the scale degrees of each of the individual chords, but for a lick like this, you know how long it takes. Usually I think about it in the 1, instead of thinking about each individual thing. But hypothetically, maybe there's some long sequence of chords where maybe you do need to think about individual chords. Now, my general recommendation for this type of lick learning, especially on guitar, is think about the one. Even if it moves through keys, think about it in terms of the one as the two fives are changing keys. And the simple rule there is the key is always going to be is generally going to be in a major key one whole step below the first minor chord. It could be slightly different depending on a half diminished. If it's minor, it's a whole step below the half diminished. I think I said whole. I hope I said whole step below the two minor, which of course is going to be usually going to be the first major chord, or first chord, and a 2-5-1. Yeah. So what I think I kind of want to do next is let's bring up the melody for "It Could Happen to You," and try. I think I'm just gonna. I don't know. I call this idea kind of like bouncing ball. Just keeping it up on the screen is like a practice tool. But what I want to do is let's move it up to 120. If it'll let me move it up to 120. Oh no, it's happening again. This is the problem I had before where I couldn't open the... Yeah, this window for whatever reason is frozen. And I cannot close it. Oop, don't want to open Discord. Oops. Yeah, man, that's such a bummer. I have no idea why it's not opening correctly. There's been a fly in ear that I still can't get out, and I think it wants to get out, but I cannot help it. Man, this is so disappointing. Okay, I'm gonna have to do. Bear with me for a second. I think I'm gonna have to manually come in and end a process. Okay, let me put my guitar down for a second. Stuff is going on with my terminal behind the scenes on this other monitor. I hope you enjoy this riveting content. Function 3 for F3. Was it muse score? Yeah, we're just gonna try and kill it. Send it. So I gotta find the other one. Nope. Okay, I did close it. I manually closed it. All right. Let's see if we're back in business. Yeah, this looks right. All right, so I think we're going to do something similar we did before, where I was just playing the chords. Actually, it might not be a bad idea since I haven't done it in a while. Do the exercise that I was doing before, where I just put the melody on and I say the chords as they come along. And I think at this point I can probably... Let's do it at 120 because I want to practice at 120. But let's try and do 2 times through. And another explanation of generally this exercise, and let me bring it as big as I can so it's easier to see, and hopefully you'll be able to see most of these. Maybe if I can just keep them here, you should be able to see everything as it scrolls by. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the song. You're going to hear the melody a few times, and I'm going to try and say the chords without, of course, looking at this page, just so I can internalize the chords as they come along. So I'm going to do it 2 times around at 120. And then what I think we're going to do after that is we're going to play the melody once through. Then you're going to get some awesome improv, hopefully for 2 cycles. And again, this is what I mean by like the bouncing ball. I'm going to be able to check. I am going to watch that as I'm soloing to try and stay in the chords. But in general, I think that's, even speaking of like purpose or like, how I'm generally feeling. I just feel like I got to play this out and worry slightly less about staying in the chords and just being able to create lines. Even if I get one little thing that sounds good, I think I'm maybe spending too much time thinking about constructing the lines and not enough of just using my ear and my own intuition to make lines. And again, that's kind of the whole purpose of this project, to kind of get past that point and be able to care less about writing these solos, or like, not necessarily care less about playing the music, but care less in the sense of not worrying too much about how I sound. That I feel like I had, what's nice about recording this is I'm able to listen back to myself. And I made, it was with mandolin. I made a Christmas album last year for my girlfriend, and I listened back and I'm like, man, I was so apprehensive about putting that out that I didn't think I sounded that good, but I listened back and there's like really good stuff in there. So that's kind of the like, why am I recording everything? Why am I doing this? No, with no viewers, putting it out on YouTube. What's the whole point of this? Well, I want to record it, and I want to have the benefit of being able to look back and see my progress, because I think that mentally is going to help me quite a bit. So anyways, the exercise, we're going to do that, and then we're going to do some free flow improvisation and see how that goes. Let me set up. All right. What I am going to do is look at the desktop audio and make sure. Oh, I don't have any desktop audio. 1 second. Oh boy. All right, I'm going to come in and try and fix it. Uh-oh, you might get Inception because it doesn't pop up correctly. Oh no. Oh, I hate this. I really don't want to restart OBS to get the desktop audio back. There we go. I got it to pop up. Okay, got to do this stuff again. I'm going to give you my audio on my headphones. Uh-oh. You get to see behind the scenes. Should be to my headphones. Now you should be able to hear it. Hopefully. Yay, we should be back. Alright, so if you were wondering why I was sitting in silence as I was playing those lines before and you couldn't hear anything, it's because desktop audio, or my audio was borked. Anyways, back to the beginning. We're going to do this exercise now that you can hear. Alright. E flat, G, C, F minor, A, D, E flat, A flat major 7, G diminished, half diminished 7, C, E flat, it's G7, C minor, F7, F minor 7, B flat. Oh no, I'm ahead. F minor 7, B flat. Okay, let's start over because I know I messed up. E flat, G, C, F minor, A, D, E flat, A flat, G half diminished, C, okay, one more time, we're gonna do it right this time. Man. E flat, G, C, F, A, D, E flat, A flat, G half diminished, C7, F minor, B flat, E flat, D minor, G7, C minor, C minor, F7, F minor 7, B flat 7, E flat, G, C, F minor, A, D, E flat, A flat, G half diminished, C7, F minor, B flat, E flat, A flat, G, C, F minor, F minor, B flat, E flat, C minor, F minor, B flat, E flat. I almost messed up. G, C, F minor, A, D, E flat, A flat, G, C, F minor, B flat, E flat, D, G, C, C, F7, F minor 7, B flat, E flat, G, C, F minor, A, D, E flat, A flat, G, C, F minor, B flat, E flat, A flat, G, C, F minor, F minor, B flat, E flat, C minor, F minor, B flat, E flat. So yeah, that's the basic exercise. As I was saying before, you can make this more complicated as it gets easier for you. And apparently I got to refresh and do this more often because this was way harder than when I did it. It was a few sessions ago, but for me maybe about a week ago. But the way you can make it harder is instead of just saying the chords like I was saying, try and say the thirds, and then the fifths and the sevenths. And hypothetically, if you want to get really, not necessarily out there, not necessarily the most complicated idea, but really push yourself, then you can go the ninths, 11ths, 13ths. And then, I'm just giving all the different ways that you can make this more complicated. If you really want to keep your concentration, try notes that are out of the key. Flat 6 is probably the best one to know first. Flat 7th, maybe the tritone, and then you got the other ones. I didn't say flat third yet. Flat third is a good one to know. It's good in jazz. There's a lot of lines that start on the flat third into the third, for example. Again, half step below, and then the other ones. Yeah. So what I think we're gonna do now is we're gonna do the same thing we did before. Try and play along with the melody. Then I'm gonna try and improvise. Let's start with doing it one time through, just to see how it goes. And you should hypothetically hear the melody in the background as I'm trying to improvise. And then we'll play the melody again. Yeah, let's do that. In fact, I'm going to take a quick drink of water. And then we're going to do that. Yeah, that stuff with MuseScore really annoyed me. I had to go in and essentially, this is running on a Linux machine, so I essentially had to come in and end the process. Anyways, let's come back up here. And we're gonna play this. I like doing the lead in. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about even before doing this. I think in the last stream I was talking about the positions. As I talked about before, E flat, I'm starting with the root on the 13th fret of the 4th string, C7, right? Because we're replacing the 2s with the 5s. C7 is on the 15th fret of the 5th string. F7 just a 4th above that. So 15th on the 4th. What else? B flat, 13th on the. And you can come up with the forms as long as you know your scales for the patterns. I'm just telling where I'm B flat. I'm thinking about it here. 13th fret on the 5th string. What else? A flat. I'm just thinking about it as a 4th above E flat. So 13th fret on the 3rd string. G minor. I'm just thinking about it as G. So that's just the 12th fret on the 3rd string. I think that's most of the chords. Am I missing anything here? D, I'm thinking of it in its natural spot, so that's also the 12th fret, and it's on the 4th string. I think that's all the. Oh well, F7. I'm not giving the variations. F7 and F minor 7. I'm thinking in the same spot, so I'm not giving a different thing. Let me check the thing real quick. But with that, before I was playing the melody here, so starting on the 4th. Instead, moving it here, and same idea. Oops. Just got to think about, again, with that same trick that you got to move it back. that's the basic idea there. I'm gonna fix my other screen here real quick. So I'm able to move it here, so I can think about all this in one position. But it's good to know here too. Not the worst idea to try and learn multiple positions of playing the same scale, because I mean hypothetically, you might come up here and you might need a transition. For whatever reason, your pinky's here, you can go down here. You can it'll help you learn the fretboard too a little bit better to think about different positions. Because earlier I was thinking about maybe C7 here, but now I'm thinking about it like this. And that's just as simple if you know just how the tuning is, because it's a fourth. You know that on the fifth fret, these two are equal, right? And it's the same again. Back to kind of like the central idea of guitar is everything, and that's true for every string except for the second and the third, which instead of having on the fifth, because you'll notice you get a very nasty minor second. It's on the fourth fret instead of the fifth fret. So that's something good to know, right? In general, knowing how to move octaves, like I was showing before, is really helpful. If it gives you more positions to play, right? Down an octave, up an octave. But between strings, that to keep the relationship the same, you just move your fifth up. So this indeed is the same. C here and C here is the same. Right? If I play them in unison, you'll hear minus maybe slight tuning on my guitar, that they're the same. So you can move positions. In addition with that, you should know how to start a scale on each of these. And I'm not going to do it, but hypothetically, maybe if you want to start here, you need to know that the second's here. But as I was saying, I like thinking about it starting on the middle finger. But you can also do a pattern starting on your ring finger or the index finger. I think is the pattern most people know for their scales. At least for me, it's like kind of it's very easy to see. Your finger moves that way. Actually, what I'm going to do is, because I've been going so long, I'm going to take a quick break. As I said, I was already looking for water. But I'm going to take a quick break, and then we're going to do the improv exercise I was talking about. All right, be right back. All right, I'm back. Didn't get up, just took a drink of water, looked at my phone. But yeah, I mean, something that I'm generally trying to work on and working up to it is trying to build up my streaming stamina, my music playing stamina, in general, and just giving, even doing the what I was saying before, like the various, I call them like 1 and 2 and 3 exercises, but trying to create that for more than a few bars. I stopped counting for some reason, right? That I should know that, if I just mess around, it should be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 right. But as I'm doing these lines, I can do that for maybe 2 or 3 bars, if that. 2 bars, I think I'm doing pretty good, to be honest. But really keeping that concentration is something I want to work on. In addition, I was talking about streaming stamina. Of like, as somebody who used to do content, that I feel like I always need to fill the empty space, which you don't necessarily need to do as much in streaming. But working that up, because I'm pretty happy. We're already at 47 minutes. My general target is to see if I can get this up to 90 minutes, and then eventually, I think my end goal is being able to stream these sessions for about 2 hours with content to fill. So that's the other idea too of why I'm like, let's play the stuff that I know. Let's introduce let's learn some pattern from a book or some transcription. Add that stuff in to get up to maybe 2 hours. Anyways, let's play this. It could happen to you. Oops. Let's bring the repeat back. And usually I start about here. Just give me time to pick up my guitar. Improvised a little too much. Let's try one more. Okay. I messed up. Man. Maybe I'll just play the melody again because I keep messing up. Okay, one more time. Let's play the melody because I keep... messing up that part in particular. That's up to you. All right. Not necessarily the best. I don't know. Let's spend at least a few minutes, going back over the general exercise of something I should try. That's not the worst idea. Is let's just repeat the first 4 bars and see if we can write something or improvise something, right? That's somewhat decent. Let's just play the arpeggios first. Man, I'm even messing up on the arpeggios. I'm just gonna do 1 through 5, 3, and like twist around. Yeah, that was. Man, again, as I said earlier, I'm just kind of feeling frustrated about the lines I'm creating. It just doesn't sound good to me. I feel like if I played back, maybe I'd have more confidence on the lines I'm creating. But let's try it without outplaying it, and really count out loud, at least for the four bars. Let's do an even simpler exercise. Let's go up the scales. 1 and 2 and 3. Actually, 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and. Actually, let's do that here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1. Yeah, that's the right form. So 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And play the second. mess it up. F minor. It's probably the best I've done it so far. Let's do it a few more times. Let's put on a metronome. We're just doing it at about 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh man. Yikes. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, D is here. Getting in my own head. It's because it's a flat 6, right? Yeah, that's... Yeah, that's right. Let's see if we can add. Oh. You know, I'm doing it right. C7. It's only one bar. C7, F minor. We'll just do C7 twice for the second 8. So let's try to add the next 4. Just, again, ascending scale. So E flat. C. F. D. Man. Alright. Let's just try and add E flat and A flat after it. Let's try the first 6. There we go. Got A flat in the right spot. Okay, A flat, and then it's immediately going to be C7 twice, so it should be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And that flub at the end, that was pretty good. Man, just lost concentration. I think we can bring this back. Oops, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. That's the wrong button on my metronome. Let's bring back in the music. Let's do what I was saying before. We're just going to do the first 8 bars on loop and try and do what I was saying of just playing the scales up. We're going most basic exercise to see if just get it better in our ear. Behind by it. Let's start on the second 4 bars. No. Oops. I tried going to C. Man. Almost messed up, but it should be D, and that's E flat. Man, I just want to be able to do 2 loops of this. You know, let's actually, instead of doing that, let's bring in, because eventually I'm going to have to do B flat. Let's try and do the first 12 bars. Actually, let's just go to the first 11 bars. So I don't have to think about G quite yet. Almost. One more try. Alright, roll. Okay, 1.5 more loops. Start right now. Oh, I'm just losing concentration. Okay, we're gonna jump in on the next loop. I know where I'm. All right, one last try. Again, I think it's focus and stamina mostly. That was close. Let's try and do the end portion. That's not bad. Let's put down my guitar for a second. So what do I think so far? I just got to come up with lines, and I think what might be helpful is just coming with variations off the melody, kind of like I was doing before. Somewhat poorly, not necessarily the best I can do it. But even moving those scales up, it's just I gotta find places, build an intuition about putting my hand, in certain places on the fretboard as I'm building lines. I think I might do an additional practice session today of building, the building lines, building eighth note lines, and seeing what I can do. Yeah. Overall, as I said earlier, I just feel like I gotta find a new approach because I'm not the biggest fan of what I'm playing. Yeah. While we're at it, because I haven't done it in a while, let's see. Let's try and do it at as close to full speed, but trying to play the chords with the melody. Maybe 2 times around. Because I haven't done it in a bit. Lost concentration. Let's try it better this time. Again, not necessarily the best, but I feel like just doing those patterns with the chords, I've pretty well done. Again, maybe I should, maybe for next session, I introduce more things about actual comping. I think it's just a mental break for me. Let's just play Blue Bossa for a bit, and see where we're at. this there. Messed up a little bit in the second time around. I thought that was not bad. Again, that's just simple to play because first what would it be, 8 bars or so is just C minor, and then I play D flat major for 4 bars, and they're so close to each other that it's really easy to make lines that lead into them. Let's take this to do going back to, because I would say I'm going to want to string for about maybe 15 more minutes. Let's just come up with lines, and maybe it'll help to do a different key. Instead of E flat, we just were doing in C, so let's think about C. What is the stuff we can do in C? Let's go 7 to 3. One, and 2, and 3. Wait, this is 6, so wait. Just get out of the pattern. I'm doing a lot of I gotta try something different. I think that's part of why I'm not super happy with the lines I'm creating, why it doesn't necessarily sound the best. So I'm doing the same thing again. I don't really want to do that. I don't know. It's just like the stuff, right? I was watching Amy Nolte video, and this is good or like maybe a much older one where she was talking about putting limits on yourself and maybe that helping you improvise and come up with new stuff that you want to sound like. I think we might try that here, where it's like, let's just never ever play the same note twice in a row, and I think that could help too. Oh nope. I went pretty long not playing the same note, but I did that there. Playing the same note twice is a good way to end a line. But as I said, I want to do skips, right? So I'd rather do, instead of doing, what was I doing? Maybe doing, that's the octave. That's nice. Gives more motion in the line. Instead of playing major lines, let's try and play 7 lines. So we can bring it back to It Could Happen to You. Right? We did E flat before, just kind of free improvisation. Let's try C7, free improvisation. Oh, that was nice. I'm pretty happy with generally with how those sound. Those sound very melodic to me. Um, I would say they don't quite sound like jazz, and maybe it'll be helpful to play lines. We didn't do what I was. We can bring it back to the line I was working on before, right, in C. So what was it? It was. Was it? I think I gotta incorporate more arpeggios in my playing, like the full arpeggios, or starting on notes that introduce the higher extension. So a good thing here is maybe starting, thinking about the pivots of, again, in C7. So we got G, and we're gonna keep going up. So we got G, G, B flat. This should be D, F. I like that pivot of the extension going to the 9th and 11th. That's why, starting on the 5th is nice, because you get those additional color tones, and I think the 11th sounds nice, right? So for example, as I was doing before, the 11th should be right here. of course, the fifth is right here. So that'd be technically that's a 12th. The ninth is here. Wait, am I wrong? No, it's a minor third. The ninth is here. So those sound nice together, and again, the tenths sound nice. Let's see. I got some time left. Yeah, let's just play the melody once through. Okay, just work on that a few times. That's actually nice. I should know that pattern. So C minor. What was I doing? I should do that. That just sounds nice because it's starting on the fifth and kind of rocking down. Just going down the scale, so it's 5 3 5 4 3 2 7. I think you can play it both in B flat. So it's, I really need to work on I thought what I was playing there sounded a little bit better. Maybe I'm not as far off as I think I am. So I've successfully filled my 90 minutes. I'm probably going to do some practice sessions off stream. So, again, man, I feel like I've spent the last 2 weeks. I really want to get to a point where I'm able, again, like Blue Bossa, where I just feel like I'm able to play it and not really thinking too much about it or worried about how I'm sounding. Again, Blue Bossa, I think I could put some more work into, create better lines. But again, it's so simple that the stuff to that sounds good to me. Anyways, I think that's where I'm going to leave it for today. Good stream. Probably be back sometime early next week. All right. Bye, everybody.